Did you know that in the books, Hermione had large front teeth like a rabbit, and that Alastor Moody's magical eye could actually see through invisibility cloaks and walls? Today we're diving deep into how some of the most iconic characters from the Harry Potter films looked very different, and sometimes shockingly so, from the way J.K. Rowling originally described them in the books. Some of these changes are so major, you might wonder if the filmmakers even read the same series. Let's begin. Draco is described as having a pale, pointed face, icy gray eyes, and sleek, nearly white blonde hair, like a boy version of Narcissa. He looks aristocratic and cold, with a sharp, sneering face. In the films, Tom Felton has softer facial features, and while the blonde hair is there, it's not the same striking white blonde that stands out in the books. Plus, he's portrayed with more depth, which fans love, but he doesn't look quite as snake-like or cruel as described. Book Dumbledore has half-moon glasses, a very long silver beard tucked into his belt, and a twinkle in his eyes. He's eccentric, calm, and has a whimsical aura, even in serious moments. Michael Gambone's Dumbledore is stern, intense, and at times, like in Goblet of Fire, even aggressive. Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire? He's missing the quiet wisdom and quirky charm that made Book Dumbledore so unique. Hagrid is twice the size of a normal man, with wild black hair and beard, beetle black eyes, and hands like trash can lids. He's described as physically overwhelming and a bit clumsy looking. In the films, Robbie Coltrane does a great job, but the sheer size isn't quite right, even with visual effects. Also, his hair and beard are neater, and he feels more gentle giant than untamed forest man. Hermione's most standout traits in the books? Bushy, uncontrollable brown hair and very large front teeth, so big that Malfoy hexes her and they get magically shrunk. She's described as bookish and awkward. In the movies, Emma Watson's version is way too polished. The wild hair is barely visible after the first film, and the teeth thing is entirely skipped. They basically turned a slightly nerdy, awkward girl into a fashion icon. Not exactly what Rowling wrote. In the books, Harry is skinny, with a lightning-shaped scar, very messy black hair that sticks up in all directions, vivid green eyes, and glasses taped together. His appearance reflects his rough upbringing. In the movies, Daniel Radcliffe is fantastic, but his eyes are blue, not green, despite the books making a big deal about his mother's eyes. And his hair is usually neat and styled. His glasses also don't have the taped-together, worn-down look we read about. Lupin is described as sickly, pale, with graying hair, tired eyes, and shabby robes. He always looks worn down, like someone carrying a heavy burden. While David Thewlis captured his soft-spoken nature, he's cleaner, more energetic, and sharper-looking than Book Lupin. The film version misses that constant, sad, hollow weariness that defined Lupin's character in the novels. McGonagall is described as severe, tall, with black hair in a tight bun, and square glasses that give her a stern but fair presence. She's not old, just strict and commanding. Maggie Smith was phenomenal, but much older than Book McGonagall, especially in the early years. That added wisdom, sure, but changed the tone of her character from sharp and fiery to more grandmotherly. Moody in the books is described as heavily scarred, with a magical electric blue eye that spins in all directions, a chunk missing from his nose, and a general paranoia-fueled presence. The films toned down the facial damage, and while the eye was cool, it didn't have the range or creepiness of the book version. He looked grizzled, yes, but not horribly battle-worn like he should have. Ron is described as tall, lanky, with a long nose, freckles all over his face, and big hands and feet. He often has bad posture, is self-conscious, and has a slightly goofy appearance. In the movies, Rupert Grint's freckles are almost entirely gone, and he's given a bit more confidence than Book Ron has. What's missing is Ron's insecurities and awkwardness, which are big parts of his charm in the books. Book Sirius is said to be gaunt, with sunken eyes, long tangled black hair, and the look of someone who spent years in Azkaban. He's charismatic but damaged, like a rock star who's seen too much. Gary Oldman brought gravitas, but his version of Sirius was more composed, cleaner, and more fatherly than chaotic. He looked more like a rebellious professor than a broken prisoner of war. Voldemort in the books has red eyes, slit nostrils, chalk-white skin, and looks inhuman, like a snake possessed a corpse. His appearance is meant to be horrifying. Ralph Fiennes was terrifying, but they removed the red eyes and gave him blue instead, making him more human. The decision made him more watchable on screen, but less monstrous than the books described. So now you know, not all characters look the way J.K. Rowling imagined them. Some were softened, some were made cooler, and others were completely changed. Which character shocked you the most? Let me know in the comments. And tell me, did the movies improve the characters, or did they take away some of the magic?